Hello everyone and welcome to week 4 of me making my own animated film. And as you maybe can hear from my voice, I actually got really sick this week. I wasn't sure how much work I was gonna be able to do this week because of this, because I could hardly breathe on the Tuesday. But I actually have managed to do some stuff. I mean, that's a good thing with doing a project or having a hobby like this, is that I can do it just, while being sick still. Before we get into what I've been doing this week, have a look at my new mic setup. Turns out we had an old but good mic at home, so my boyfriend let me borrow it, so that's great. I think it sounds a lot better. I'm still sitting under a blanket though, but we do what we gotta do around here. Okay, let's get to the business. This week has been all about backgrounds. I'll have to admit, I've struggled a lot with backgrounds during my days. I've had a lot more practice now when I'm older, but when I was younger, I avoided them at all costs. Back then, I'd put all the energy on characters, pretty much, and zero on backgrounds. I wish I would have drawn some more backgrounds, but we live and we learn. And even though work has been slower since I've been sick, I've also realized that this is a step in this whole animation film process that will take quite some time. Because I really want to take my time and make these backgrounds look as good as they possibly can. Because I really feel like backgrounds are such a, important part of it all, and it needs to look good. When you're looking at a TV show or film that's animated and you have these great, unbelievable backgrounds, you just go, wow. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna be able to make a reaction like that, but at least I want them to look nice. So in preparation for this week, and also for entertainment, I've been rewatching shows like Naruto and Ghibli films, which in my opinion have, and probably in a lot of people's opinion, have great backgrounds, and I've taken some inspiration from them. I'm not trying to imitate them exactly as they are, but I really like the way, I like the painterly style, and I wasn't sure if I was going to go with outlines or not, but in the end I decided to go with no outlines and try to get just a tiny bit of that hand-painted style in there. And for each background I was working on, I went back to my color script, making sure I got the same kind of feel, but at the same time not feeling bound to, the image looking exactly like what the color script was looking like. By trying to get the same feeling, but not necessarily the same exact look, I feel like I really improved the image from my first time imagining it. So how I build up my backgrounds is that I first start with importing those 3D screenshots that I made for each shot, and then I trace over them. After that, I pull down the opacity of that layer and start working on base colors. After I get all of those done, this is when I can get to, shadows, highlights, light sources, all the tiny little details that you can imagine. Everything that gives the environment life. To get that warm and nice feeling I want to have in these backgrounds, I put an orange layer over it and play around with layer styles and opacity. If you're new to all of this, I really highly recommend getting into the layer styles, whether you're using Procreate, which I am in this scenario, or Photoshop or whatever. Layer styles is a game changer when you're learning how to draw and paint, as it creates a lot of happy accidents. Another thing that I've had to keep in mind while creating these backgrounds are, the layers. Because I really need to be mindful of where my character will be, sitting or standing, moving, and where the stuff is. So in this one, for example, my character will be sitting on the chair and swinging her legs, and that will all be behind the leg of the table and behind the chair. So to make it easier for myself later on, I could just create these layers and then I can fully animate her put that layer behind these and not have to mess around with that stuff during the animation step later on. And the last thing I wanted to talk about was that whole hand-painted style that I wanted to incorporate just a slight bit. And how I did that is that I first pick up a brush that's very brushy, so to say, and I paint over every surface on a separate layer in a way that I think looks nice. It looks a bit crazy when you look at it like this, but then again, you play around with layer styles and opacity, and voila! If you are not straight up hand painting your stuff, this is a great technique to use to, get some life into your paintings and for them to not look so flat. And here are some of the results from this week. I've actually had a great time and I'm really looking forward to making more of these. This process will take some time, but I hope that I will be feeling better soon and that I can be at my full capacity soon. I just want to say thank you guys for watching my stuff. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions or if you're wondering about anything, let me know down in the comments and maybe I can make a video about it. I've already had someone ask me about what programs I use, and I'll probably make a video on that in the future. But I think that's it for week 4 of this journey. Again, thank you for watching. Follow me on my socials for weekly updates or almost daily updates. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Bye-bye.